Just for the sake of the argument, let's say that the Prophet ﷺ never mentioned that hadith, never said that the Prophets do not inherit, okay? Let's say that Abu Bakr did not mention that hadith.
No, the Prophet ﷺ never said that, and I've proven that Abu Bakr was a liar, but okay, what's your point?
You still have a problem because there's another hadith in the Shia sources that says that everything that the Prophet leaves behind, all the inheritance goes to the Imam.
See, sister, you fail to even understand the whole dispute of the land of Fadak, right? The land has nothing to do with inheritance. So the hadith that you're trying to apply from Al-Kafi doesn't apply to Fadak. In fact, let me break down Fadak for you so you can understand what the dispute is, what the laws around that land are, so that you can stop embarrassing yourself with all these inheritance issues in a hadith. There are two types of properties in Islam. They are either known as ghanima or fay. And the Quran speaks about this. So there's two types of properties. One is you fought for it. One is you didn't fight for it. Question, Fadak. Was it ghanima? No, Fadak was fay. So it wasn't male ghanima. Why? Because the Muslims didn't fight for this land. It was a gift. So the ruling on this property of Fadak is not the same ruling that would be applied to that property, which is of ghanima. Here we go. Quran, Surah Hashr, 59, verse 6 says, what God has bestowed on his messenger sallallahu alaihi wa from them, for this you made no expedition with either cavalry, but God gives power to his messenger sallallahu alaihi wa over any he pleases. Now underneath this verse we look at Tafsir al-Kabir by Fakhruddin al-Razi, volume 10, page 506. He says this verse was revealed with regards to Fadak. Then what does he say? Which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa acquired without fighting. So already here we've established that this land is male fay, not ghanima, and the Prophet owns it because the Muslims have no right on it. Okay. Now the question is, how did the Prophet get Fadak? If he didn't fight for it, how did he get it? Buldan, page 46. Tarikh Tabri, volume 3, page 1583. Tarikh Kamil, volume 2, page 108. Tarikh Khamis, volume 2, page 58. Majmal Buldan, volume 14, page 139. All of these Sunni books say that the Jews gifted the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa the land of Fadak, and this land was the sole property of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wa. That's it. So the Prophet owns this property solely. No one else has a share in this property. So since it's male fay, the Muslims don't have a share over this, and the Muslims cannot have any sort of right to this property. Now the question is, during his lifetime, what did the Prophet do with Fadak? We look at Sunan Nasa'i, volume 7, page 137, and we look at Sirun ibn Isham, volume 3, page 353. Sharh Sahih Muslim by Imam Nawawi, volume 12, page 82. All three of these Sunni sources, what do they state? They say that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa gave Fadak to his daughter Fatima salamullahi alayha during his lifetime. So where does inheritance come into this? She's already owning the property in her father's lifetime. The Quran also proves this, that Fadak was given to the daughter of the Prophet. In the Quran, in Surah Isra, chapter 17, verse 26, it says, وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَ حَقَّهُ. What does it say? And render to the kindred their due rights. Tafsir ibn Kathir, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said, when this verse was revealed, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa called Fatima salamullahi alayha and gave her the land of Fadak. And here's the Arabic for it. It says what? قَالَ لِمَا نَزَلَتْ دَعَى رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِ فَاطِمَةَ فَأَتَاهَا فَدَكْ. So he called her, gave her Fadak in his lifetime. So inheritance doesn't come into play. We also look at Tafsir Durr al-Mansur by Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, volume 4, page 177. We also look at Kanzul Umal, volume 2, page 158. And we also look at Asbab al-Nuzul by Wahidi, under chapter 17, verse 26. All of these Sunni narrations quote Ibn Abbas saying the same thing, that when this verse was revealed, the Prophet called Fatima and he gave her Fadak during his lifetime. And here's the scans, right? Al-Bazar, Abu Ya'la, Abi Hatim, and Ibn Mardawayh. So all of them narrated on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa called Fatima salamullahi alayha and gave her Fadak. Ibn Mardawayh narrated on the authority of Ibn Abbas, who said when this verse was revealed, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa gave Fatima the land of Fadak. So here's the Arabic as well. So Fadak was a gift to Fatima during the Prophet's lifetime. She was already in possession of it. So how is it a dispute of inheritance? So firstly, Abu Bakr's lie about Prophets not leaving inheritance doesn't even apply to Fadak, my clean-shaven sister. That's not how it works. And finally here, Riyadh al-Nadhira, volume 4, page 231 says, when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa died, Abu Bakr took Fadak from Fatima, salamullahi alayha, so she already owned it. He took it from her. Important point. He took Fadak from Fatima salamullahi alayha, so she went to him and said, give me back the land that my father gifted to me. So there you go. So the issue of inheritance is a separate discussion. You've been unable to show me anybody other than Abu Bakr narrating this fake hadith that the Prophet said we don't leave inheritance, because all of the chains, they go back to Abu Bakr. No Sahabi ever said Sami'tu Rasulullah on this hadith. But Fadak was the sole property of the Prophet. It was a gift given to him. Muslims have no right over it. He gave it to his daughter. Abu Bakr stole the Khilafah. Then he stole Fadak.